Oh, yes, it's Triple B. Now, I can't believe I'm making this video, right? It's about these celebrity fights. KSI, Sam Hyde, Deji. I don't even know who these fools are on the whole. But you know what? There's no boxing on today, so, I was bored. I'm a neat, man. I sit at home and I got nothing to do. So I watch stuff and I comment on it. Anyway, yeah, please, I forgive you if you think if I'm slurring or if I'm talking slow, I apologize. But I got my drink on again. I got my drink on out of boredom. Yeah. Now the first thing to know is that all this stuff is blatant Illuminati event, and you can see that in the interviews afterwards. They call up, guys, please talk to someone if you feel depressed, all this kind of stuff, which basically means get some medication. Now, a lot of people say, are these kind of events, these celebrity events, good for boxing? Well, will it bring new fans to boxing? And, that's quite often how they justify this nonsense. No. Of course not, man. These guys are here to see celebrity boxing, see celebrity names fight. And to be honest, some of them are all right, That's another thing. Some of them are actually okay, good fight. But, these people are not watching celebrity boxing and going, oh, you know what, I'm definitely going to watch the Ted Cheeseman fight next week because I love boxing now. So, it's all about personalities and fighting. Okay? So, some of these fighters were not bad, though, as I said. Better than Campbell and Hunt, for example. Right? And like my old trainer said many times, I respect anyone who gets in the ring at whatever level, who steps between the ropes. Yeah? And, you got to imagine these guys, right? And some of them having the first fight in front of millions of people watching, which is so stressful, man. Your first fight is always very stressful. Let alone in front of loads of people. You might be mocked. It's like being naked on a stage, It's like being naked. You get knocked out, you'd be laughed at. And that's the truth. So I actually really respect these guys for stepping in. Into the ring and risking getting knocked out. Some of them were sparked as well. Yeah. Now, obviously, I got the zone, gay zone, as I call it, gay zone. Now, unbelievably, this was a pay-per-view show. So obviously, I didn't buy it. So I watched it on some stream thing. Right? I watched it on a stream. But, was it entertaining? Do you know what? It wasn't that bad. Let's be honest, right? And you're lying if you deny this. People love to see someone get stopped. They love to see someone get knocked out, right? And most of the fights end in stoppages. Okay, there was a very different level of ability in the night. Some of them were so whack. Some of them were pretty good, man. Something pretty good. I remember, right? So I sparred with this guy. I can't remember his name. James something. And he was, this is years ago, but he was doing one of his first celebrity fights. It was actually an official amateur fight. And he boxed a guy from New Zealand. He got knocked out in about 30 seconds. I remember I sparred him and I was a welterweight and I hit him with a jab and his face went all funny. And I thought, man, this guy's going to get himself killed. And he almost did. And sometimes at these events, you get total mismatches. And I don't like a mismatch, but what do you think they do in most of boxing, right? You get a prospect, and what does he do? Beat up people that shouldn't even be in the ring with him endlessly, again and again and again. So I don't see as much difference with this. And, you know, like I said, I don't really know much about these guys, but it was KSI. He's a guy called Swarms, allegedly a rapper. I know who KSI is just because I've seen it on the internet, but I don't really know what he's done. But he's obviously a name. I don't know, he's done some rapping and some YouTube videos and some boxing. And he was meant to fight some white power, some white power guy. And, you know, they thought, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. And KSI as well, by the way. I watched one video of him, and he's doing, he's bought. No doubt. I mean, they all are at the top. You got to remember that. Huh? And he is doing some satanic rap video, flashing signs, you know. So let's be clear here. This guy's just another influencer who's been bought. Yeah. But this guy Swarms, he fought in the first fight. Apparently he had 2 fights. Now Sam Stroller, yeah? Sam Stroller could probably beat Swarms, even though Sam Stroller has monkeypox and HIV. Yeah, long go of it. So that's how whack he was. But ultimately, there was some decent fighters on the bill. There's a guy called I can't remember his name, man. Akeem from Zamunda. I don't know, like Akeem. He fought some guy called Evil Hero or something. It actually was alright, but he had no power. And this guy, he was fast. He could hit. He stretched him in the first round. And you know, I wasn't unimpressed. I mean, and these the decent guys at the top, right? If they walked into amateur gym and joined, everyone would be like, okay, these guys are alright, man. These guys are decent. I'm not saying they're world champions stuff. You know, like Jake Paul, for example, is clearly the number one, right? He can punch. He's accurate. He has trained with top level fighters, world class people. You know, one of the things is these events do is make boxing look bad. To be honest with you, it makes it look like you don't need that much to make it in boxing, and maybe that's true. You know, Anthony Mundine, he's a bomberclat, but Anthony Mundine won a world title, and he used to be a rugby league player, and he still won a world title. And the Sven Otko knocked him sparkle, which is very funny, because Mundine said, oh, he punched that girl, and he got sparked. But this is what I mean. Okay, is a career-long amateur and boxer, and still Mundine gave him big trouble. I mean, it's a shame to me. I mean, boxing is not like football, right? You can't take up football suddenly and within 2 years you're playing in the Premiership. That will never happen. Never happen. But that's because football's all about skill. Because boxing's got a bit more. And far fewer people do boxing than football, obviously. But, you know, if you're tough enough, right, and you can punch a bit, you can do well in boxing, man. You can do well in boxing. You can do very well. And then there was this guy called Sam Hyde. I don't know if you heard of him. Sam Hyde. He was huge, man, with a big head. And you know what? The problem is, when you get these kind of fights, these white collar, these celebrity fights, people can get hurt when they're that big. Yeah, and he's fighting some guy called I can't remember. I might get it wrong. Ian Thompson, right? And he ended up bashing the guy up, stopping him. At the end afterwards, though, he throws his tongue out in the interview, which is an Illuminati symbol, and he talks about wearing dresses and makeup. That's all Illuminati stuff. This is an Illuminati event. No doubt. The commentary was actually probably better than Adam Smith, though, but that's not saying much, man. You know, and they had Chris Eubank Jr., you know, giving his thoughts in between the fights with his stupid tattooed head. Yeah. So it was a big event. and it probably sold more than decent boxing, which is a shame. It's a real shame. Will boxing go this way? Well, it's already started to, you know. You got Maurice Brady, who's a very, very good ex-world champion. When he was world champion, he's calling out Jake Paul. I mean, for the money, obviously, but, you know, come on, man. Come on, man. And what else I see? This guy called Salt Papi, is that right? I have no idea who these guys are, right? He's fat, from Philippines, but he's half decent. And he ironed some guy out in about 10 seconds. In a very bad match, man. This guy obviously had skills, and the other guy had no skills. And one of the organisers is Kelly Sutherland, who at time Booth calls Kelly Sunderland. You know, he's organising this whole thing, you know, which is nuts, man. It shows you like the difference between celeb boxing, e-celeb boxing, and pro boxing. It's a cigarette paper width apart, man. There's a guy called True Geordie who was commentating, right? Now I don't know if you know who True Geordie is, but he's a sick guy. He's a very sick guy. So he was allegedly exposed. He was talking to a girl online, going, "Yeah, I want to put a big black, dough up your batty hole, and then I want you to tell me how whack I am in bed, and whilst I lick the dildo, what is his words? Lick the ass juice off it." What do you mean ass juice? What do you mean ass juice? There's no such thing as ass juice. Do you mean chit? You want to lick chit? Okay. Now some people go, "Oh, he's a pervert." No. This is a humiliation ritual. He was made to do that because he got big. And he's like, hey, people were like, elitists were like, "You get bigger, man, but you got to humiliate yourself first." You see this a lot. De La Hoya, True Geordie, you know, even Mike Tyson. You understand me? And it's sickening, really. I mean, I don't even know why I follow boxing anymore, because even pro boxing is fixed, and it's like part of the agenda. As I said, boxing's a microcosm of the real world. You understand me? Yeah. A couple more fights on the bill. This guy called FaZe Sense. He looked pretty good. I have no idea who he is. Yeah. But he looked like a pro fighter. He lost, weirdly, against some guy called Deji, who's, was it Deji? I don't care, man. But he was KSI's brother. And the KSI fight was pathetic, man. Some Mexican dude, right? He looked about 11 years old. Couldn't fight. You know, kept on going over. What I got to say? I mean, the only reason I watched this, right, is because there's no boxing on TV, and I'm on NEAT, and I had nothing else to watch, so I watched it. But this is the first one I watched like this, right? As I said, I still believe Jake Paul can fight. I mean, not world level, but, you know, decent enough. And I want a lot of money on him. But these guys, man, I don't know. Is this going to take over boxing? Is boxing going to become a celebrity YouTuber sport or e-celeb sport? I don't know, man. Certainly at some level. You got to remember, Eddie Hearn was involved in this. Yeah, he promoted the first Jake Paul fight, and this was all on days in this one tonight. So, you know, I don't know, man. Is it all rigged? I don't think it's rigged, but the agenda is rigged. You know, you will get all these idiots who are bought, who sold their soul, talking about whatever agenda is going on. And today it was mainly mental health, which basically means pushing the pharmaceutical industry. My mental health is bad, so I'm gonna get on the drugs. All right. Anyway, man. Peace in the Middle East. It's a depressing night. It's a depressing night for boxing. It's a depressing night for anything, to be honest with you. But keep your eyes open, keep your brain open, and make sure you become part of the resistance.